through the email history I had with Eubanks and Sellers, and it didn't look like I got a quote yet, but Sellers said they were going to try to get something here this weekend as far as a full number. He didn't seem to think there'd be a charge for hooking up the relocation as long as we're working with him on the rest of it. And I think Eubanks is probably somewhat similar. So I think once we're ready to move forward, as long as we know which one of the two of them we're using, we can pick them and kind of say, hey, we're going to drop in the trench and do all that. But it sounded like Sellers was going to count on us trenching it because he said we could probably do it cheaper just by renting it. So I have not quoted a trencher. Do you think we should be doing that for
let's get their numbers.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I guess you could. I mean, you go to, I could tell you what a trencher costs here in a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, we could even, a Sunbelt or something like that, I'm sure.
Well, Ace. We'd just go to Ace.
Okay. Yeah.
We have an account with Ace and
okay.
And everything along that line, so we would just go with them.
Okay.
All right, I clicked on your screen here, and I'm trying to. I don't know why. It went full screen now, and now I can't see half my computer.
Gotcha.
I don't know how the heck to get out of it. But anyway, so yeah, I talked to Sellers on probably Tuesday. Well, no, I was traveling Tuesday, so I must have talked to him Wednesday.
Okay.
So I knew what was going on. There it goes. I knew what was going on there, so I had talked to him, and he went questions, revised drawing, or quote. He was more concerned. He'd been sick for a little while, and he was more concerned of making sure that his quote was matching Eubanks' quote and all that kind of stuff. So
gotcha.
I told him just to put in his quote and itemize everything in it. We would be fine. Eubanks, I actually was trying to get a hold of Corey because I've contacted everybody about getting their numbers.
Okay.
So is what I was doing. So I was trying to get them all to, give me. I told them we needed them for the council meeting on Monday. I was trying to get all the numbers put together.
Okay.
So and update my spreadsheet so we can at least give council something,
Gotcha.
Because I think what we need to do is we need.
You there? I think I'm losing you. Hello?
Hey, I don't know what happened there. I could hear you, but it sounded like you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, sorry about that. The audio cut out. I don't know what happened. I switched rooms here to back the office to make sure I had it unplugged, so I was making sure it wasn't my battery that was causing it.
Oh, Well, and I was worried it was because I'm on a landline, so I was worried it might have been my phone or something along that line. So,
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, when you cut out, you were talking about Eubanks.
so yeah, so I had contacted Corey because I was trying to get my numbers out of Corey.
Okay.
He told me, I was like, hey, I need them by this weekend, and he said that he was meeting with Eubanks out there tomorrow to discuss everything going on out there.
Okay. Perfect.
So,
Good deal.
so they were working on that part. What was I going to say? So, so we can get the numbers out of Eubanks too. They, but in my conversation with sellers is that I told them that we did get our building comments. Got them last week. My person was out on vacation, so on spring break, so we haven't revised them yet. A couple load questions, and it was electrical was all the questions. So what I've done is I've now, after talking to sellers and them out there, so I've now updated drawings, and we're updating the panel and all that kind of stuff to match.
Okay.
So we'll have that ready to go when it goes back in, and then that way it will all match, and it's all going to match what we talked with sellers when we were out there. So I want to make sure that we got that all right, all the right way.
Okay, sounds good. I know. I was just pulling up the weather. It's supposed to be pretty cold this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be cold, and this rain keeps soaking that place back down. So, I might try to sneak out. I might try to sneak out there and do a couple things, but I don't think it's worth it. I can't get out. I can't. We're at the spot where we need to clean up the areas in order to set it for the railroad ties and everything. If I go in there with the Bobcat to help to clean it up, I'm just going to destroy it.
Yeah. So
I'm just going to destroy it. So
not having
no sense in destroying it.
Yeah. So no crew this weekend, you think, or?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. I got a few friends that said they'd team up whenever we get around to getting over there. Hopefully, warm weather won't distract them from wanting to help out. But I was looking forward to bringing a crew out. So.
Yeah. Well, I think if I go out there at all and try to, I'm going to try to strip a couple more areas, and maybe I might even go strip if I do that, I might just go strip the the pavilion area.
Yeah.
So it's all ready. So it's all ready to go. If I do that, then I might actually lay out the patio and lay out the pavilion and lay out the swing set, so that when we go out there the next time, that we can just go and drill all the holes, and drill all those holes that same day.
Nice. Okay.
And get all of them done that same time. So I need to get we need to get the building permit done, but at the same point, what I was heading with was I'm trying to get all the numbers done. I got the Home Depot numbers on everything, so I have that for the pavilion. So number wasn't bad.
Right.
It was
good.
Realistically, what did it end up being by the time we were done? And this was with everything. We're looking at 10,500 plus 200, 2,800 times plus about 35, so that takes to 11. So that is 14,000, 11 plus 3. So $14,000 for the pavilion and all the miscellaneous stuff.
That includes the split face block and all that too, or?
No, it does. No, it does not.
Ooh, okay.
It does not.
Yeah,
but that includes all the metal roof, but that includes all the 4x4s for all the patio, or for all the parking lot, and the rebar for the parking lot. It includes all that stuff.
Okay. As far as because I think we were at 18,000 for the prefab structure before. It still makes sense, obviously, to go that route. That's a substantial savings. It sounds like. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you end up looking at, let me see here. I'll even pull it out here. I mean, the 6x6 for all the park areas. Yeah, because there's 5,000 of that right there. It's just for all the 6x6 by 16 foot pressure treated wood.
Okay.
And realistically, there's 12 times 51.87. Only 600 of that 5,200 is actually for the pavilion.
Wow. Okay.
So, I mean, you're realistically looking at the pavilion price for what it is. So if we even just do that, I mean, it was, take that minus 5187 was that, or what did I say that was? So 622, oh no, that's right. Yeah, that means our pavilion's 5950.
Okay. Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So that's off difference in your 8, and that includes everything, and that's actually got a duplicate in there because that even includes maybe that's where we end up just saying let's just stick with it here, is because I had included in there the solid white soffit. Oh, wow. That's a no-brainer then. I can even knock more off of that.
Okay.
Because we had in there in the price. We had more in the price because we talked about doing vinyl soffit for the ceiling.
Okay.
In there, vinyl soffit for the ceiling, and so it's only $900 to do the vinyl soffit.
Nice.
In there, $950.
Sure.
And the ply, and I also had the plywood in that number. So if we go with the vinyl soffit, I can cut the plywood number out of there too. So I can actually cut that even down even more. So you're looking at that pavilion right now, just for that, with from comparison to 18 to that, we're talking $6,000 right now.
Okay. Cool.
And that's everything. That's everything that was included in that pavilion and yours anyway. So yeah, that's pretty decent.
Very cool.
Worth the change. Although I'm worried that what happens when we don't get up to our $50,000.
Well, I don't think we can roll other parts of the project into that 50 grand. I don't think we'll have any problems with that. Especially like you were saying, parking and other things. We didn't include those in, but we can show those as a necessity for the shelter to meet ADA requirements and things too. So I think we'll be fine on that. If we fall short and save money, that can't hurt. We still the pavilion was a 50%. Yeah, so we'll include what we can in there. The picnic tables and stuff still get included. Any contributions. I do have a book put together. I was planning on bringing out last weekend that has all our volunteer sheets in it. And I know we probably got some backlogging to do on that, but anytime we got folks out, it just has a daily log in it, and then it has the volunteer sheets that'll help me fill out the grant reimbursement stuff. I can get in your hands whenever we get together. Maybe Monday night council meeting. Are you planning on coming there?
I am not actually. So,
is there anything you need for me to present Monday night, or Terry, or?
Well, I would like you to present the cost estimate of where we're at with it all. And this call, if Terry listens to it, and Ray, the thing that I don't have in here is I don't have our cost for the stone. I do have our cost for the mulch. He gave me that one. So Ray was on the stone and the mulch, and I've got the mulch cost, so I can fix our cost on that one. And then, Terry's covering the tables and trash cans and that kind of stuff. So we need to get those numbers in there. So I would just like to give them this budget so they can actually see, hey, this is where we're at, and hopefully by the meeting I can get you this, and then you can just say, hey, here it is. What I need for you to do for them, for me there, is I need them to set up a Home Depot account.
Okay.
So I let those guys know it, earlier, so I don't know if it made it to Don. I need her to go set up a Home Depot account so we can fill this out,
Yep.
So and then I need them to say, yes, the Home Depot's account, yes, we're okay with these numbers, go. So I can tell them we can get our deliveries in 2 deliveries. They'll do it in 2 times for us.
Okay. Yep.
But we're looking at right now, we need to get the 6x6s ordered so that I have those there. The 6x6s and the rebar need to be ordered now because I need those for if we're doing, that's the other thing. If we're going to do United Way Care Days, you know,
Yep.
if we're doing United Way Care Days, I need to have that stuff by that time. So, you know, we need to make sure we're getting that in. So we need to get that order in there so we can get that delivered. So I need that stuff, the treated 2x4s, all and that kind of stuff, you know, so we have that for our, so we can get that order in as order number 1. And then the trusses we need to order too. Trusses will take a minimum of 3 weeks to get.
Okay.
So we'll need to get those here in 3 weeks, you know. So let's figure it out. It's the 12th. So realistically, even if they give me the okay until we have the account done, I'm sure I can't order it. So as soon as they get that done, I can order them within 3 weeks. So even if I ordered today, you know, or let's just say Monday, 1, 2, 3, I won't have the trusses until the 2nd week of May or the 1st week of May, you know. So I need to get that stuff in the queue to get that stuff done. And then the next delivery I can have done in secondary. I don't want to get it too early because I don't want to have, because it's like the sheeting of plywood, the OSB board, and that kind of stuff. We can't get that stuff wet, you know, so I don't want to get too far ahead and order that up. So I'll do a second trip on that one. I'll make our second one, ordering the OSB, the sheet metal for the, you know, it'll take us actually, I think, 3 weeks to get our sheet metal too.
Okay.
That is what it is. Maybe I'll try to, I'm going to try to do that. I forgot to do that. Let's see what I did with it. Did I do it here? I actually, in the request, this is the other approval I want you to get for me there too. And I might have to figure out how to get it to you. Have it in here. I knew I shoved it in my backpack so I wouldn't forget to bring it. What did I do with it? I have the metal roof colors.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tell you what I'll do is I'll scan it. I'll scan it for you.
Okay.
And send it to you in an email so you can take it with you.
Okay. Good.
And then that way you'll have it. I went with the, I think it was called Ocean. The roof is Ocean Blue.
Okay.
And the side panels on the gables is, I'm going to call it olive green. So it's going to have a blue roof. It's going to have a blue roof with green sides and tan block.
Okay.
So I see you're typing up an email now. So
yeah,
let me go get that. So that would be the other thing I'd want to get out of you, is just to give them an answer so I can order that sheet metal too.
Okay. So you want approval on those colors, or?
Yep, I want approval on those colors. Approval on colors, approval on money, and the Home Depot account, so I can start moving things along.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll put
now I've got a full day. I got a trencher for a full day price for $165 too, if we want to add that in. So
okay.
I'll add that to the cost. I'll add that to the cost estimate.
Perfect. I'm gonna keep the email short and sweet. I just put we need to well, a quote I'll put from Home Depot and on the electric. And
okay. Well, at minimum for you on Monday, I've got to be. I got to be in Olentangy at 6 o'clock Monday. So at minimum, what I'll do is I'll leave the cost estimate for you, copies of the cost estimate and the pallet for the sheet metal.
Yep.
I'll leave it in an envelope at the door if I don't catch anybody.
Okay.
And I'll do it that way, and then that way you can just pick it up if I don't catch anybody on that one.
Perfect. Well, I'll give them the short and sweet explanation for what to expect Monday, because I know Ray's going to want to know what to put on the agenda. So
yeah,
that.
I don't know if that's. I mean, that's in the budget, so there's not really an approval of it or anything along that line. I just need them to say. I just want them all to say, "Yep, you're clear to go." So if they give me on the the Home Depot account,
okay,
and then that would be it.
Perfect.
So that I can get that moving.
Okay. Well, I'll ask her to see if we can get that rolling in the meantime here before Monday night, and then hopefully we can get that set up. Anything else for Monday night you think we need to cover?
No, I think that's it. I think it's just the money and doing that, and I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to decide if, the only thing that could slow us down now after we get this moving, because I can build the pavilion, whether I'm waiting on the masonry, the work to get done or whatever. We can build most of the pavilion without it, and he can come in. But, we're hiring. My question, I guess, to ask council or ask them, if we have contracts with the concrete guy, the masonry guy, the electrician.
Yeah.
Well, and it's going to be a plumber too. So those 4 accounts, do we have to bring our contract? Do we have to bring their proposal and contract to them to approve before we can release them?
That's well, I think
Does that make sense?
Yeah, my preference would be that they authorize either one of you or one of the council members to initiate this. So you said it was electric, plumbing. What was the other one?
So we have plumbing, Bunsold for plumbing. We don't know who for electric will be.
Okay.
The concrete guy, the masonry guy, masonry. And I'm going to call it, I don't know what to call it, site utilities. We'll call that for Corey.
Okay.
So that for the water and the sewer.
Site utilities.
Those will be all the contracts. Those will be all the contracts that will be out, outside of me doing the work, So, yeah, if they need to put a resolution up that says, hey, Chris is authorized to release these as part of the project, then
Okay.
fine. Because other than that, then either we're going to have a special meeting or we're going to have to wait till May to get them on. And it might not, some of that might not happen. The only thing that I need to happen before May is we need to get that electric line relocated.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
the other ones I can delay a little bit.
Okay. Well, if we can get a blanket authorization with them within the budget to say not to exceed, that may be something when you're doing the cost estimates, just make sure that there's a not to exceed in addition to the estimates. So I would say the contract would want to be less than, whatever our not to, add or less than whatever our not to exceed is. So as long as we
because I'll be able to have those numbers. I'll have those numbers in there. So.
Okay, and I think that's what we'll ask them to do is just make a motion to authorize a not to exceed, for you to initiate a contract for not to exceed a certain amount with, for electric services and for plumbing services. So we'll just make each of them a separate.
Or I guess they could have the budget. They could have the overall budget, and
Okay.
for the park, and to release us on the overall budget.
Perfect. Yeah.
It doesn't matter who we contract with or anything along that line, as long as they approve the overall budget and say, hey, here it is. Yep. And then if we start going, and then if we go over whatever that budget number is, then they can sit there and say, hey, you need more. We can come back to them.
So I like that. We need authorization to enter into these items within the park budget. And I like that because if, contractor doesn't show up for a couple of weeks, we don't have to wait a whole month to meet with council. You can pull the contract and move on to the next one if that's what happens.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds good. All right. Well, I'll mention in here that we're on hold for for this weekend.
Okay. Yep.
Not likely to do any site work this weekend due to snow.
Yeah.
Due to.
Well, see, I was able to do all this, due to weather. I was able to do a lot of the stuff that I did before in the winter because it's frozen. Now that it's not frozen, it's just a mud mess. So.
Sounds great. All right. Well, I'll shoot this out, and you got a second, real quick, to hit a couple other agenda items. I'll quit the recording for them, and I will.
Yeah. Can you give me just 1 second?
Yep.
Let me step out of the room here for 1 second.
No problem.